Hi, this is Sharon Hershey, one of the Child Development and Education professors, and I wanted to talk with you a little bit about applying for placements, particularly with your education courses. It's important to recognize, first of all, you're going to need to click through all of this, and I'd like you to read it, but I do want to talk about it with you too. It's important to know that you need to be at a public school. This education courses require you to go to public school so that you'll have that experience. And so we have school districts that have partnered with us in this area. If you have a school district that is not listed, then you'll need to contact Mrs. Strange and talk to her about whether or not you'll be able to do it there and how. But most of the districts are listed. If you'll read through this information, it's going to tell you that every district has their own timelines and their own procedures, so you really have to start right away. There are some districts that will only take certain numbers of people. There are many districts who have deadlines, and if you don't get your information in by the deadline, you won't be able to do it there. You have to complete 16 hours. If you procrastinate and wait, you may not be able to do that, which means you won't be able to finish your course and you will fail the course, and we don't want any of you to have that experience. So please get right on this and do it. You'll notice that you might work for an ISD. If you do, that's wonderful, but you cannot do your hours at the same time as you're being paid. These have to be unpaid hours. You also will need to check with your principal and HR representatives. Some school districts and some schools allow their students to just do the 16 hours, but others might require you to go through the observer application. If you'll click here, you can choose your participating district. And you will notice on the participating district that there are several here. Every single one is different. You're going to need to, for instance, Allen ISD, if you click on that, it will take you here to their site, and you'll be needing to go through the information that's there. Here it tells you that you need to complete the classroom observation request form and the volunteer application. Be sure that you fill out the appropriate application. Read here as to which one it is and then find it. And these all will require criminal history checks, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. You'll notice that it does not require a signature or a letter from the lab instructor, but some do. However, Allen does only take 25 of our students, and they will notify you if you're one of the first 25. Anna, you can see that you can contact the principal there and ask permission. So that one is an easier one to do. Frisco has a very specific way of approaching them. You are not to be contacting the school specifically. You need to go to their form, which click here and it'll take you there. You're going to complete your student observation request and a background check, and then you're going to send that form to our lab instructor, which is Mrs. Strange. Once you do that, and remember, you can find her email address on your syllabus or under contacts in Canvas. It also tells you over here what you need to do as far as depending on which grade level that you're applying for. You can go down this list. As you see, there are many different districts, and they all have their own information, so it's very critical that you go by that and follow that. That's the first thing that you do. The second thing is a background check. You need to know that every single district does their own background checks. So even if you apply in one district and want to apply in a second district, you do need to go ahead and complete the background checks in both. We encourage you to stay within one district and within one school and within one classroom. 16 hours is not a long time, and it's very difficult for you to get different placements for that period of time. Some districts have online background checks. Some are going to require that you actually go up to the school. So you'll need to find out, and you'll be able to find out that information on that other page that we just looked at. So all of this information is important. Recognize that background checks can take several weeks. Just be patient, and they will contact you as soon as everything's been done, and they will contact you via email. We don't get this information, and so we won't be able to help you. If you have a question about a background check, you need to contact the district's Human Resources Department. If you have had any type of criminal activity that is on your record, then you also will need to talk to the Human Resource Department. Typically, people who do have a record of any type will be unable to work in education in a regular classroom unless there's some types of extenuating circumstances. Those are things that we cannot tell you. You have to talk with the Human Resource Department, but if you do have that, you'll need to contact them and find out what their rules are about that. Now, the other thing to remember here is that you must, again, it has to be a school district. You cannot do this in a child care center. You can't do it in a private school. We have to have a public school, because that is what we are mandated to prepare you for, is working in a public school. If you have any questions, be sure and ask your instructor. I think that if you'll follow these instructions, though, you'll be able to figure out what you need to do and to take care of it. It takes several weeks for you to hear back from many of our districts. So please be patient. After you have filled out all the information, if you will be patient and wait, like I said, it often takes several weeks to hear back. And that's another reason why you want to apply right away. I hope this information is helpful for you, and I wish you a great semester.